wondering how one of these Braille books is made? And why it costs so much to make a Braille book? And I mean a lot, lovelies. Well, stick around, lovelies, because I'm gonna show you. Hi, lovelies, and welcome back to another video. Quite a lot goes into making these Braille books, lovelies. It's actually a really cool process, too. Side note, there's a challenge going on right now called the Braille Across America Challenge. And this competition, lovelies, is hosted by the National Braille Press, the people who make this type of Braille book. And in this challenge, lovelies, you can walk, run, bike, whatever, and raise funds for the National Braille Press so they can produce these Braille books and sell them for the same price, lovelies, as the print version, which is amazing and essential. And if you'd love to donate, lovelies, I'll leave the link in the description. Thank you! And if you'd like to share it with your friends too, that'd be awesome! And the more funds we raise, lovelies, the more books we can put into the hands of the littles. But like I was saying earlier, lovelies, there's quite a few steps to produce Braille books. This is Earth, by the way. And this one, like many others, lovelies, was produced by the National Braille Press. I'll also link them below too. They make all kinds of print Braille books. And they release one every month. So inside this book, lovelies, is basically like the print version of the book. And so it has the print and the pictures, but it also has the Braille inside too. I think it's too cool! But let me tell you, lovelies, how they made this book. The first step, lovelies, is transcription. So when books come to the National Braille Press, lovelies, they'll either come in one of two ways. They'll come in as digital, or they come like in hard copy book, like this Arthur book. But most books, lovelies, come in hard copy. And then what the transcriptionists will do is they'll cut off the spine of the book and then scan all the pages. They scan the pages, lovelies, into a program called Duxbury, which is like a Braille transcription program that translates print to Braille. I used it before, it's kind of cool. And then once they scanned all the pages, they go in and make sure all the formatting is right. And so they fix all the contractions, they put the page numbers in. Braille usually follows print, lovelies, so whatever appears in print, lovelies, will appear in Braille. So if there's a bolded word in print, there's going to be a bolded word in Braille. And the transcriptionists will do all of this, and then when they finish all the things on their end, then they'll send it to the proofreader. And the proofreader, lovelies, will read the draft on a refreshable Braille display. Like Bach here. Bach, lovelies, is a Braille Note Touch Plus. And then as they're reading the draft, they're also listening to somebody read the print version, and they'll make sure that the Braille and the print matches up. Exactly. And if there are any errors, then the proofreader, lovelies, will make a note and send that back to the transcriptionist for them to make the correction. Bach here, lovelies, is usually how I read all my books too. Too cool, right? So proofreading is step 2. And then after the proofreader, lovelies, finishes and makes sure that there's no errors in the Braille copy, then it goes to embossing. Yay! Too cool! And then in the embossing process, lovelies, that Braille file from earlier will be sent to something called a plate embossing device, or a PED, to put Braille dots on zinc plates. And each zinc plate, lovelies, will have Braille on both sides that'll match up with the print book. When Braille is on both sides of the page, that's called interpoints. In interpoint, lovelies, the Braille dots are offset so they don't squish each other. And each zinc plate, lovelies, is about $2.50, maybe a bit more these days. It was about $2.50 in like 2020. That's per page of the book. Per page! It's 2023, so it probably jumped up by now. Ooh, a visual aid! Let's do some math! So in this Arthur book, this is Arthur's birthday, there are about 32 pages front and back, so 16 pages. So that means, lovelies, that it took 16 zinc plates to produce this Braille book. But however, lovelies, there are also pictures that are described in this Arthur book. So there's actually 23 Braille pages in this book. So you'll need more zinc plates. Alrighty, lovelies. So 23 zinc plates, lovelies, times $3 per zinc plate is about $69 already. That's expensive! And that $69, lovelies, will be used to produce multiples of this Braille book. Once the Braille dots have been embossed on the zinc plates, then those zinc plates are sent to the proofreader to make sure everything is right. Once that zinc plate is good to go, that zinc plate becomes like the template for the Braille page. And that'll be used to make multiple copies. Too cool! And then after embossing, lovelies, comes pressing. Yay! Awesome! Now the zinc plate is heading off to the production floor for mass production. So in the pressing process, lovelies, typically the National Braille Press has 2 different types of machines that they use for Braille production. One machine is a modified Heidelberg printing press, and it used to be, lovelies, an old ink printing press, now turned into a Braille printing press. Too cool! I need to go see this machine in person! Because this machine, lovelies, prints about 10 to 20,000 pages per hour, which is a lot! Never seen that before too, man. But the downside, lovelies, to the Heidelberg is that it doesn't collate. And then the second machine, lovelies, that they have is a much more newer printer. It's an embosser. Now a side note, if you want to see what an embosser looks like, I have a video on my channel of an unboxing of an embosser that I've named Red Right after Kirishima from My Hero Academia. And also in that video, lovelies, I show you how an embosser works too. I'll link it below, but I'll also link it in the iCard. This embosser is not the type that I have. I have like an embosser that's meant for the home or school, you know, like the office, like a smaller embosser. But these ones at the National Braille Press are huge, let me tell you. They have like these massive rolls of paper, and they're faster at printing than my embossers. But the difference between these type of embossers and the Heidelberg is that the Heidelberg can produce like 10 to 20,000 pages per hour. This embosser can only produce 200 to 300 pages per hour, which is its downside. But the upside to this machine is that it does collate. Too cool! And then the reason, lovelies, that this part of the production process is called pressing is because literally the zinc plates, lovelies, that we talked about earlier are literally pressed into like these plastic sheets. And these sheets, lovelies, are really, really durable, so the Braille will last a really long time. And that's why it's called pressing. I think it's awesome. Some books, lovelies, like this book called Earth, by first 4.5 billion years. And a couple other textbooks that the National Braille Press does make have something called tactile graphics in them, where you're able to feel the pictures. If a book has like graphics in it, you kind of need to be able to feel the image to understand what's going on. This is a graphic of the Earth and the different layers of the Earth. And so it's labeled with the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. You're able to feel the different layers of the Earth based on the textures. It also has a print equivalent. Braille readers shouldn't miss out on the fun. And so this process is called tactile graphics. Tactile graphics, lovelies, usually require the most human intervention. So the tactile graphics are printed on like a plastic-like paper that's kind of different than the one I showed you earlier. This one is called thermoform paper. And the paper, lovelies, is loaded onto a thermoform machine. And that thermoform machine, lovelies, also uses a metal plate, kind of like the zinc plate before, but this one has the tactile graphic on it. So what happens, lovelies, is that metal plate that has the image is laid on top of this thermoform paper, and then heat is applied to the paper, and that allows the paper to form around the plate. And then a vacuum, lovelies, pulls them both together to make an accurate image, like this one. It's too cool, lovelies. Like each one of these tactile images, lovelies, is done individually. And it's monitored to make sure, lovelies, that the image is crisp and clear and not distorted in any way. The images are awesome. So now, lovelies, we're getting into the home stretch of our Braille book production. Okay, remember back when I told you that the Heidelberg, one of the machines that they use to print the Braille pages, a lot of the books, lovelies, that the National Braille Press produces have to be collated by hand, which is A-okay, lovelies. So what happens, lovelies, is each individual page is laid out on a very long table. Example A. We're going back to the Arthur book, lovelies, as I love Arthur. So all the print pages, lovelies, are going to correlate with the Braille pages. Usually the Braille will go first because it lays on top of the print. And so you have the Braille page first, and then the print page follows the Braille page, and so on and so forth. And then, my lovelies, before the books are assembled, the proofreader goes through one more time to make sure that all the pages are in order, and like page 7 isn't sitting next to page 3. And then, lovelies, the production team then goes through the piles. It's like an assembly line, you know, and puts each book together. After the book is assembled, lovelies, then it goes to like binding, where you put the spine of the book on, you know. This is like it's like a plastic metal spiral, and it's placed on the book. Every single book has one. And now, lovelies, you completed your very first Braille book. Yay! It was a lengthy journey, but eventful too. So let's do some math, lovelies, and see how much one Braille book costs to make. We'll use this book called Earth. This book, lovelies, has about 32 print pages. And if you divide that in half, because the pages are front and back, and if you divide that in half, that's about 16 sheets of paper. There are also, lovelies, 6 additional Braille pages because there's a fact sheet in the back that says, Dear Alien Visitors. It also has a section explaining the continents and a section explaining the location of the Earth, like in the Milky Way galaxy. There's a lot of information on this page, and Braille kind of takes up more space than print. So there's additional 4 plastic pages for this one page of print. And then another 2 pages, one for the dedication page, and then another for the information on the book jacket. That'll be 22 zinc plates. So 22 times 3 is 66 for the zinc pages. And then, my lovelies, for these plastic sheets of Braille paper, you get 25 sheets of paper for $15. Each page is roughly like 60 cents. So if we multiply, lovelies, 60 cents by 22 pages, we get 13.2. So $13.20. That's how much for the plastic sheets of paper. And then, lovelies, we also need to do the calculations for the front cover, which also needs a zinc plate. The front cover also has the name of the book embossed in Braille on it. So now that's $3 for the zinc plate. So we also need the front and back cover of the book too, lovelies. On APH's website, the American Printing House for the Blind, they sell the front and back of these books, these like frosted plastic covers. These, lovelies, are $4 a piece for the front and the back. And then lastly, lovelies, the amount for our tactile image here. This book only has one. To get a box of thermoform paper, I got this info from the American Thermoform. That's usually where I get my Braille paper from. Besides APH. Based on the size of paper, because Braille paper comes in several different sizes, this one I believe is closest to 11.5 by 11 inch paper, and it's like 500 sheets of paper for about $76. So if we divide 76 by 500, lovelies, it's about 15 cents per page of thermoform paper. paper. So now, lovelies, I can add all our things together. We have labor, which I don't know how much that is. I don't know how much they get paid. And then we have the price of the zinc plates, lovelies, which is $66. Then we have the price, lovelies, of the plastic sheets of paper, which is $13.20. And then we have, lovelies, the cost of the zinc plate to make the front cover of the book, which is another $3. And then we have the cost of the cover sheets, so the front and the back plastic sheets to protect the book. That's about $4. And then 15 cents for a thermoform piece of paper. So if we add 66 plus 13.2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 15 cents, we get a grand total, lovelies, of 86.35 cents. That $86 isn't counting the cost of labor either. So that's $86.35 plus. But if you were to buy this book in print, lovelies, it costs you about $17.99 or $18. There's a big difference, my lovelies. So you can see, lovelies, it's over 3 times the amount to produce this book in Braille. But even though, my lovelies, it costs the National Braille Press even more than 3 times the amount of the print version to produce the same book in Braille, they sell these books, lovelies, for the same price as the print books. So the Braille reading lovelies are getting the same books at the same price as the print reading lovelies. And I know, lovelies, one of Braille's biggest barriers is its cost, but that's not one that the Braille reading lovelies should have to bear. And that's why, lovelies, I do the Braille Across America Challenge every year. But I think it's worth it, lovelies, so every single lovelies can have access to literacy, Braille literacy in particular. Braille's important, and no, lovelies, audio is not a replacement for Braille. Braille sits on the same mountaintop as print does, and audio supplements both of them. If you just use audio, you miss out on things like spelling, grammar, sentence structure, the way things are formatted, a lot of things. And it's all thanks to these books, lovelies. Too cool! But now you know, lovelies, the process of producing a Braille book and also how much it costs to produce a Braille book. So, lovelies, if you'd like to donate to our fundraising page, the Ohana of Lovelies, the link is below. Whether it's in Braille or print, I believe every single lovely deserves the same opportunity to read. But thank you, lovelies, so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new today. Remember to subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And also, lovelies, come join the fam over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The Ohana of Lovelies. Yay! And share this video with a friend, lovelies. And I'll catch you, lovelies, in the next video. And remember to have the heart of a lion and Braille and pride. Toodaloo!